We were just talking about how sick Uzumaki looks,
We
and
sure were.
the
Oh man, that first episode so cool.
so the second episode dropped, and immediately so did the quality, and
Like not like how much? Like a
like
little bit?
like
Like it's not quite as good?
like Berserk 2016.
Wow, that's crazy.
Um, like animation, like being slid around the frame, like characters running are being scaled up in size without respect for where they're actually standing. A punch that has the punch and the guy getting hit react at different times as if they're like faking it. Um, it's rough, and people were like, "What the happened?" The trailer showed off all the best things from the first episode that looked incredible, and with that, the executive producer, who works at Toonami, Jason DeMarco, came out and had a thread describing what happened, and
There's some wild fucking statements in that thread.
much like the Harada story just now, that had to be deleted as well. But before it
Yeah,
was,
but not before we got a hold of it.
So yeah, he straight up and came out and said we were screwed over, and they he like, here we go. It's fine. We knew this would happen. I can't talk about what went down, but we were screwed over, and the options were A, not finish it and air nothing at all, call it a loss. B, finish just episode 1 and leave it incomplete. Or C, run all 4, warts and all. Out of respect for the hard work, we chose C. After waiting so long, it makes sense that people would be mad. Unfortunately, I can't tell them who to blame it on, but someone is definitely at fault here. We all just had to do our best when things imploded. Maybe others would have made different choices. We did the best we could with what we had. But again, a lot of people worked very hard on the show, and I didn't think the actions of just 1 or 2 people should be the reason it never saw the light of day. Maybe that's the wrong choice. I truly don't know. But those people have a right to be annoyed and disappointed. I'm glad you're digging it.
It is insane for him to come out and be like, there's someone to blame.
Directly.
There's blame.
100%.
This is someone's fault.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I hear that perspective. For me, I'm the kind of person that goes drop the first episode, let it be a classic, and then leave it alone and let it disappear. And if people have to wonder,
oh yeah, they should have just done the one episode.
If people have to wonder what the fuck happened, then let that episode speak for itself, and maybe one day garner the fever pitch to do it correctly. You know, after the reception is what it is, because there's things like that where maybe some idiot that's fucking up the production will not have as much sway if there is a massive positive feedback that they get from dropping that one episode.
It's wild how, like, so individual in group work, individual contributions can be exemplary and amazing. But you'll never know just how bad it can get until one person shows off that the right person can tank the whole thing.
Yep.
Just like, I couldn't believe one producer or one animator or whatever ruined the whole thing. Wow, crazy.
And the worst outcome now is fulfilled in that instead of having something that might take time and changes of direction, but eventually happen and leaving people with a desire for more, you instead get to peter out and make everybody extremely unexcited about it, and then now the thing's legacy is ruined.
Well, the Uzumaki curse continues, or rather, the Ito curse continues, which is very appropriate.
Man,
it is wild that the only long-term thing based on Junji Ito's work that has been successful is unofficial World of Horror.
Unofficially.
World of Horror is the best Junji Ito thing that has ever come out after his manga.
And it's a fan homage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fan game.
Yeah, man. I think this is one of those cases where being too close to the project means it's too hard to let go. But Like, the people to blame aside, it's the strike against something being it turned to shit is so much worse than whatever happened to it. Where did it go? We should get more of that. You know, it's just a very different feeling. Um, that sucks because fuck me, that first thing looked so good. You know, it looked incredibly faithful. Um, yeah, man. I'm sure this will also not be the last we hear of this. If somebody that is the executive producer on the project is speaking this candidly but still trying to protect their job, I imagine there are people who give less of a fuck somewhere down that hierarchy that will probably say more when we see the project, the fourth episode air.